Hello, welcome to my channel. Today, class 12th, we will discuss a new topic, magnetism and matter. You know, magnet, a small piece of magnet attracts the other magnetic materials like iron, nickel, cobalt, and the attracting property of a magnet is magnetism. So, in this topic, how will you learn this topic? Because it is I think if you have read properly about the electric dipole, electric field due to dipole, in axial position, torque, potential energy, so many relations in electrostatics you have learned. You have learned electric dipole. So, in a case of a magnet, every magnet is a magnetic dipole. So, by the analogy, you can read the topic, and it's very important that whenever you read this topic, then already you write the expressions for electrostatics, all the expression regarding electric dipole in its electric field in various position, torque, magnetic energy, equilibrium position. So, I think that electrostatics, electric field and this magnetism and matter can be read, learned very easily and conveniently. Suppose, how will you learn this? You started in electrostatics with a charge, an isolated charge, single point charge, plus charge and minus charge is possible. What in case of magnet? Monopoles do not exist. So, main difference is that both the poles of a magnet can't be separated, while in electric dipole plus charge and equivalent minus charge, equal and opposite charges placed at the certain distance apart. That is the configuration of electric dipole. Secondly, you know the properties of electric lines of force. You know, whenever the charge is placed in electric field, the force acts to displace the charge. The direction of force is in the direction of acceleration or the displacement of the charge. What happens in the magnetic field? If in the magnetic field a charge is moving, then the force is always perpendicular to its velocity as well as the magnetic field. That is why magnetic lines of force we should not say, we should say magnetic field lines. Now, how the definition of electric field line? That is an imaginary line in space at which if a positive charge is set free, then it would move on that path. What about the magnetic field lines definition? Imaginary line, at that line, at any point of that line, if a north pole, that is monopole is not positive, but it has been supposed that if a north pole is allowed to move free, then it will move on that path. In the NCERT, monopoles regarding magnetic poles which are not separated by south, it has not been considered. In reference books, it has been considered that like the plus q and minus q charges, plus qm for south north pole and minus qm for south pole, it has been represented by that. Why? To make the convenient derivation of all. So, how can you read? Look that in the magnetic effect of current we have read all the magnetic phenomena, magnetic field due to current carrying wire, coil or any current carrying loop, even the charged particle revolving in a circular shape. What about a bar magnet? It's a permanent magnet, and bar magnet can be thought of that made up of so many current carrying loops. We have read about the solenoid, that so many current carrying loops taken together, supposed together in a length, then solenoid, and each current carrying loop has its own magnetic field. We have seen how to start. Look that if a wire is there, then current flowing through it. How will you draw the magnetic field lines around it? How will you draw the magnetic field lines? Curling of right hand thumb rule, curling of the fingers. If the wire is in this shape, that is inward, then how will you draw the magnetic field lines? If the wire is like this, current is inward, how will you draw? Current in the direction of current thumb is placed, then the lines, magnetic field lines, they will be like this. If the wire has the current and in this direction, perpendicular to the plane, outward direction, then you put the thumb in the outward direction of right hand, then curling of the finger, then this will be the direction of current. So we all have read this. So magnetism is produced by the current carrying coil or wire or anything we have seen just now, any charged particle. What a bar magnet? Let us start from there, that its actual length, that is geometrical length, is from this corner to this corner, which is slightly bigger, larger than the magnetic length. From north pole to south pole, this dotted line shows the magnetic length, because the poles are situated slightly inside, like here from the ends. This line, dotted line, that magnetic length, a line drawn through it is called magnetic axis, and right bisector of this line is called magnetic equator. Now solenoid is the so many current loops, current carrying solenoid, you may consider so many loops are there, and if the current is flowing through it, can you consider which pole is here and which pole is here? Look, write the right hand thumb rule. If the direction of current in this, at this end like this, then this is the north pole, and what is here? This is the north pole, and here this is south pole. So in this way you will find that the current carrying solenoid, which is supposed to be made up of so many current carrying turns, how can you assume that it is equivalent to a bar magnet? We can assume that for one current carrying loop, it is equal to one bar magnet having its north and south pole as per the direction of current. Look, here this is north pole, so it will be south one. So for this loop, this will be the magnet. For this loop, this will be the magnet. In this way, so many loops, so many smaller magnets, they are joined in series. And what do we find? That only the last pole here and last here remains, it is remaining, and all these are equal and opposite poles. So what is the net bar magnet? Is supposed to be consist of so many bar magnets joined together. Now converse. Suppose this is a cylindrical bar magnet. This can also be supposed of so many current loops having current in the same sense, and if the currents are observed joined, then each loop has its current in the middle of the cross section. You will find the current becomes zero. Only the current is retained by the loops that will be considered which are at the surface. So bar magnet has the current on its surface, it is supposed to be. So this is the case of, you can suppose that bar magnet is equivalent to a current carrying solenoid. We also have seen the magnetic needle showing the north pole here, and this is south. Here also the bar magnet is placed, then so many loops it is supposed to be consist of. So these all figures, what general things they say, that what can you conclude from this figure? That magnetic dipole, in the case of bar magnet, in the case of current carrying loop, in the case of compass needle, there is always north and south pole together. Magnetic poles cannot be separated. Now come to the point, how it is different from electric dipole. That electric dipole consists of two charges which can be separated. They have their identity as a single isolated point charge. Now look, How will you define the dipole? Any arrangement of two equal and opposite poles. In case of electricity, you will say charges. In case of magnet, you will say poles. Separated by a small distance, magnetic dipole moment can be given by Qm into 2L. What is this Qm? Look that this north pole is given, then how can you write north pole as this is plus Qm and this is minus Qm. So, magnetic dipole strength can be compared with the electric dipole strength. Suppose this is the bar magnet and this is the electric dipole. We write here this is minus Q and plus Q, equal and opposite charges separated by a distance 2L. In case of magnet, we can assume that this is S and this is N, and these north and south pole are separated. Their magnetic length is this magnetic length 2L. What we have read in electrostatics, you will be knowing that this electric dipole moment is Q into 2L, and 2L is vector here. What is its direction? From negative to positive charge. Here magnetic moment, and it is given by this Qm. This S is equivalent to minus Qm, and it is written in the reference books only, because in NCERT monopoles idea, and regarding that no existence of plus Qm and minus Qm is considered. So this will be Qm into 2L, and this Qm is called pole strength. We can assume that this is the charge, then here you can say that this is, you can suppose that this is the pole strength and this is magnetic moment. Now magnetic moment, magnetism can be produced by the current carrying wire also. So we can write this also as M equal to IA, area vector. We have seen here this is the current. Suppose in this way, suppose this is the current, then this is the area vector. So magnetic moment, if you compare these two, then you can find magnitude of IA as same as Qm into 2L. Then what is Qm can be written as IA upon 2L. So what is pole strength's unit? You know, this is area meter square, this will be meter, then unit of pole strength will be ampere meter. What is the unit of magnetic moment? Ampere meter square. And learn one more thing, that ampere upon meter square is the unit of current density. We have read in current electricity. Now comparing these two, we can have several ideas regarding, suppose this is the dipole and in axial position, what will you find? The magnetic electric field intensity. We have read that electric field in axial position 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2 p upon r cube. What can we write for magnetic field in the axial position of a dipole, magnetic dipole? Look here, I have shown that this is the south and north pole. From the midpoint of the bar magnet up to the point P at which the magnetic field intensity is to be determined. What is that? Mu naught upon 4 pi 2m upon r cube. Here 2p upon r cube and here 2m upon r cube. Similarly, in the broadside on position or equatorial position, look, in the bar magnet this will be m upon r cube. So the constant here in the magnetism is mu naught upon 4 pi, constant here in the electricity is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. So by analogy you can learn the relations, and one more thing, learn the directions. How will you learn the direction? that in case of axial position at the axis, the direction of electric field or magnetic field along the axis, and in case of equatorial position, if this is south pole of a magnet and this is the north pole of a magnet, then equatorial position, that is the right bisector, the net magnetic field will be towards south. In case of electric dipole, what do you have seen? The net electric field is towards the negative charge. Look here at the blackboard. This is the equatorial position, that the resultant magnetic field intensity here in axial position and here in equatorial position, both are in the opposite direction. You should learn these things. What about the torque? In case of torque, in electrical case, we have read torque is P cross E. What is P? Electric dipole moment. What is E? Electric field. What can you write here in case of bar magnet or in magnetism? This torque, magnetic torque, is equal to, what can you write in place of P? M. What can you write in place of E? B, magnetic field. So this is the relation. And similarly, the potential energy, this is minus M, this is electrical case, so P dot E. So here you can also write this is minus M dot B. M is magnetic moment, B is magnetic field. You can have so many relations equivalent to those which are in electrostatics you have already learnt, and any of the relation prove two different things, that magnetic poles cannot be separated. Secondly, the magnetic lines of field lines, they form the closed loop. Look at this point in this figure I have drawn here. What is this? A bar magnet, and these are the lines which are shown forming the closed loop, all the magnetic field lines. How they form the closed loop? They begin from the north pole and come towards the south pole, then within the magnet from south to north. What happens in case of electric dipole? This is the positive charge, this is the negative charge. Always from positive charge electric field lines originate and they stop, they are finished at the negative charge. They don't move from negative to positive charge like the bar in the bar magnet. The lines originate from north pole, come towards the south pole, and then again south towards north. So these two differences, otherwise all the similarities are here. I think you can have comparison of all the relations, then you can find how the relations are determined, and like the Coulomb's law written. One more relation, look, that in case of Coulomb's law, it is written in electrostatics that if the two charges are which are point and stationary charges, look Q1 and Q2, and they are placed at the certain distance apart, suppose this is the distance r, then the Coulomb's law says that force of electrical force of attraction or repulsion is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 upon r square. What in case of same magnetic charges, they are said to be north and south pole, and if you write here this is north pole and this is south pole, so this is plus Qm and this is minus, then what you write here, that in case of suppose any pole, or you can write here north and north or south and south, so if the separation between them is also r, then how can you write force acting between them? In case of electricity, electrostatics, this is the constant. What is the constant here? Mu naught upon 4 pi. This is electrical force and this is magnetic force, and this will be this Qm into Qm upon r square. What is this value? You know, F can be written as 10 to the power minus 7 Qm square upon r square. So in this way we can write, or we can define what is the single pole. It's if F is 10 to the power minus 7 Newton, then how can you write when will be F minus 10 to the power minus 7 Newton? If Qm equal to 1 unit and r equal to 1 meter. That if the two poles are separated by 1 meter, then they exert the force of repulsion if they are identical, attraction if they are dissimilar. How much? 10 to the power minus 7 Newton on each other. Now these are the simpler things which you can memorize and compare with the help of electrostatics chapter, in which all the things you have read. Let us see what happens that if a solenoid is suspended freely, it behaves like a bar magnet. So here, if it is a compass needle or a simple magnetic needle, it is suspended freely, then it will show similar effects, similar deflections if both the solenoid and compass needle are suspended freely. So it will always show the similar effect. What does it prove? That solenoid is also a magnetic dipole. Let us see that there is a needle. If it is suspended freely, then how can you say when there will be the magnetic moment and its potential energy, stable equilibrium? We all have read for the magnetic moment of a current loop. Same will be magnetic moment of a bar magnet also. So suppose there is a magnetic field in this direction. You know the representation of magnetic field: lines equidistant and parallel uniform magnetic field. It can also be represented by this one. What is the direction of magnetic field? Inward, and all the lines are equidistant and parallel. Similarly, the uniform magnetic field representation is like this. Magnetic field lines are perpendicular to the plane outward, and this is the representation of uniform magnetic field. Suppose in the uniform magnetic field, if you place a bar magnet like this, this is the north pole, this is the south pole, this is the direction of magnetic field. What will be the magnetic moment of bar magnet in this direction? So what you find that magnetic moment and magnetic field both are parallel. What is the potential energy? Potential energy is minus m dot b. So this is minus mb least. What will be the torque? Look, torque will be, what is the torque formula? M cross b. That is, in the magnitude wise you can write mb sin theta, so it will be 0. What will be the net force on the both the poles? Net force will be 0. Look, this is the stable equilibrium position of this bar magnet. If you reverse the pole, that if in the same magnetic field, if you place the bar magnet like this, what difference you find? That here this will be the magnetic moment. Again, magnetic moment and magnetic field, they are anti-parallel. So all the things you find that here the torque will be 0, u will be plus mb. Why? Because theta is 180 degree. So this is unstable equilibrium. This is stable equilibrium. We all have seen in case of current loop or magnetic effect of current topic, we have seen this. Now, if a magnet is slightly, suppose magnet is suspended freely and it is displaced from its stable position or stable equilibrium position, then it oscillates. How will you deduce the expression for its time period? So, if a magnet is, suppose the bar magnet or any needle, you can say any of the needle, and suppose its needle, its magnetic moment is m and its moment of inertia is I. Since it is displaced from angle theta by angle theta from its magnetic field direction, from its stable position, stable equilibrium direction, then restoring torque will act. Due to the restoring torque, it will oscillate. What is restoring torque? You will simply write this is minus mb sin theta. Why minus? Because of the restoring. For very small angle, this can be written as minus mb theta. For sin theta is theta for very small angle theta. Now, since it will oscillate, its moment of inertia is I. Another relation you have read in class 11th also, that this torque is also written as I alpha, where alpha, what is? Angular acceleration. If it was earlier in this position, now it is displaced by angle theta, so it oscillates like this. What is alpha? You write here that alpha is minus omega square theta. So, you should know these relations of previously learned. Then you use here this mb theta can be written as minus omega square theta. This is minus mb theta, which says that this is alpha, then this I L into I. So, this will be omega square will be mb upon I. What is the omega? This implies that omega will be under root mb upon I. The time period in the oscillation in the SHM in the class 11th, you must have read that this is given by 2 pi under root displacement upon acceleration. So, this can also be written as 2 pi upon omega, this t equal to, you use this relation or this, you can find this t can be written as 2 pi under root omega upon omega. So, you will write here I upon mb. What will happen if in place of bar magnet, suppose this was the bar magnet, we have taken here, this is north and this is south, two bar magnets are joined in this way and the same displacement is given from the mean position. If this is the north pole and here it is the north pole, what will happen here? This net m will be 0, I will be 2I will be, then put here net m will be 0, then t will become infinite. Such type of questions are framed. Now, if we place two magnets side by side in this way, that this is the north pole and this is the north pole, then what will happen? These two magnets will have in this situation magnetic moment 2m, I as 2I, net moment of inertia 2I, net magnetic moment 2m, then t will remain same, that is 2 pi under root I upon mb. How? Because this 2I and 2mb same, 2m and 2I, 2 will be cancelled. In this way there are problems, but you should know what are the relations, how are they used in the particular situation. I can give so many examples based on the different situation of M and B. In the particular question, you have to use your knowledge that what is the direction of magnetic moment, how it is related with magnetic field, in what orientation potential energy is minimum, what orientation potential energy is maximum. So, in this way you have to solve so many questions. There is a question in NCERT or in I have seen somewhere that there is a magnetic needle at the center here at this point. Suppose this point is O, this magnetic needle is A. The arrow represents the magnetic moment, and at different places here, suppose this is at this place, at this place, at this place, at this place, and at this place, here at this place. If we write here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another magnetic needle, that is B. All these places this B is kept. In what situation stable equilibrium will be there, no configuration will be in equilibrium, or unstable equilibrium, lowest potential energy, then how will you find? Look, there are situations given in this way. Look, this is the small magnetic needle placed here at the represented by A. What will you show? That suppose a one field line which goes through the magnet and comes in this way. Only two lines you will draw like this, another field lines originating from north pole and will come towards the south pole here. You can also show one field line here in this way and another field lines here in this way. Now you can consider each and every case. You have to decide. You know that if M is parallel to B, then is stable equilibrium. M is anti-parallel to B, then unstable equilibrium. Unstable equilibrium. Equilibrium. And if M is perpendicular to B, then not in equilibrium. Only three cases, so many things are there. Look now, what about O with 1 and 2 position? In the position of 1 and 2, what do we observe? That this is the field line crossing at the right bisector of the magnet 1 and 2. So 1 and 2, what do you find? That this is the magnetic field of A. So you will write BA, and perpendicular to MB, that is magnetic moment of this B needle. All these needle other than A are B, identical ones. So 1 and 2 not in equilibrium. Similarly for 4, what will you find? That magnetic field line of A is in the direction of magnetic moment. So BA magnetic field line is parallel to magnetic moment of B. So lowest energy position and stable equilibrium. Which more position is of stable equilibrium? You can see here that this is in the same direction magnetic field of the A, and this is magnetic moment. So 3 is also stable equilibrium. What about 5? Look, magnetic field line is here and this is 5, needle 5, its arrow is upward direction. So this is unstable So in this way you have to suppose different cases by keeping in mind these three relations. So how to study this magnetism and matter and how to learn this topic only by comparison, developing the analogy between electrostatics relation and all relations, and in the magnetism, this magnetic effect of current you already have learned. So I hope that you must have understood these relations, how to use them, how to learn them. Thank you.